Hello and welcome to today's video. I'd like to thank Solbio for actually supporting this channel. And Solbio is a completely natural toilet fluid. It can be also used in the waste tank. It's environmentally friendly as it's made from completely natural ingredients. So if you'd like to know more about this product, there'll be more at the end of the current video, and there will be links below. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Brecht Caravan in Heilbronn, Germany. This is the Carado i338. It is a vehicle which is less than 7 meters long, 232 centimeters wide, but as you get inside, it seems to be really big. Anyway, let's have a look inside right now. So I've actually prepared this with the bed down, and at the end of the film I'll show you it with the bed up. So huge bed here, we've got these skylights, we've got nice indirect lighting, and we've got this German layout, open plan, maybe I can call it that, at the back. So okay, storage at the very back. Let's go and show you this, how deep this is. There we go. Notice it's contoured at the back, but that's because of the way the rear of the vehicle is. And we have underneath that, we've got some lights and a light switch. Either side, there are windows. There's a ledge above the windows. And this is a pretty big bed. So make it into an even bigger bed by pulling this out and putting that part of the mattress in here, and so that would be rather large. One step there up to that, but this is for one of these ladders, two ladders here, one's for the other bed, and you get up into bed via the ladder. Let's have a look down here. Got a bit of storage there under the bed, fuse boxes there, and here we've got some more storage. Currently it houses the electric hookup, and I noticed the instruction manual for the vehicle was also in there. Now you can close the bed off. I didn't mention it was open plan. You can close it off with this curtain, which is here, and the curtain only comes down to there. Why is that? Because if the bed's fully made, then it doesn't have to go any further, and so that'll give a bit of privacy here. Now coming into the kitchen, it's an L-shaped kitchen, and we've got storage above it, and we've got quite a lot of storage down here. There you go. So that's storage for your clothes right next to the kitchen, and we've got some drawers for I keep my food down here. But everybody's different, and so this is a rental model, so it's already been sort of packed and ready to go. Note how deep it is here, right to the wall, so you get stacks of stuff in that there. And there's a bin below as well. But we've got the cooker. Your gas controls are here, and so one for the cooker, one for the fridge, and the other for the heating. And here, 12 volt and 230 volts. Now if you buy something like this, you may wish to put in more 230 volts. At least that's what I found. There's another 230 volt. Here we have 3 burners spaced apart. This is now a trend. I think that the manufacturers have realized that putting things too closely together, you can't actually cook with it. And you've got a lot of space here as well to sort of prepare things at the same time. I think one of the advantages of the corner kitchen as such is it does tend to give more space. Mirror here, not mirror, window here. Here we have the wet room, And so we have this door here, and the door. Yes, it is a door. It's not me getting my words mixed up and saying anything. That's a mirror. This comes across like that. It's a false wall rather than a door. Then all right. And there you can have, yes, that makes it into a shower. That'll keep the toilet wet. And I'll show you under the ductboard. There is drainage on 2 drainage holes at 2 different corners. This has come out, so I'll put this thing here back in. I'll hang that up there if I can. I can, good. And I'll put this back as it was. So put this back there. Clicks in. Clicked in. You've got a thing here to hang up your wet stuff, including your socks, and Thetford toilet. Storage for your cosmetic stuff, your shampoos and what have you, and there's something to hang your towels. Right, so the fridge here, large Thetford fridge. In fact, I'll come round here, and there's the freezer as well. This is a 3-way fridge, and put it on here. You probably just leave this on automatic and it'll go quite nicely. Here's the Trumi Combi controls. I just would like to explain something about this. In this case, we've got 2 settings. Above, we've got the what's called the summer settings, 40 degrees and 60 degree water, so you shower and you're washing up and what have you. This is the winter settings down here. The bottom one's 60 degree water plus heating, and this one here by itself is heating alone. At the moment, it's I've just turned the heating on, but it won't come on because there's no gas, or the gas isn't connected. But that's how you move it around. Oh, sorry, there's gas in it. Sorry. So no, it'll come on. So you can see if you turn this dial around, 4, 3, 2, that's the level of comfort. And I hear now it has actually come on because I can hear the noise it's making. So anyway, turn that back round there. It's turned off, and that's how that works. Here we've got a rather large table, and this is the night position. You can use the ladder to get into bed. Alternatively, you can stand on that, but you don't want to stand on the table. The table would not take your weight, probably. These things here are lightweight because there's nothing really inside them that's is strong enough for you. Enormous bed here. This bed is of a comparable size to the one at the rear, and we can see actually one thing I would point out though is if you compare this to other Heimer Group beds, it's got several layers of foam inside, but it's not as thick as some of the other ones. But there is this Froley system inside, which you can see. If you buy these things new, always do check though what the curtains are like here, because you can even get mold in some cases if the vehicles haven't been used, because lots of people don't use this bed at all, as I often say in videos, and you can get mold and things. So do check this. In fact, if you buy any vehicle, then you do want to take somebody with you who knows what they're doing and what to look for. And certainly the most important thing is to check that there's been no water damage, because water damage can often be invisible. Anyway, so very nice indirect lighting. It's the door with a window in. I particularly like doors with windows in. And sometimes in a semi-integrated model, I think it helps even with the driving, depending on the position of the door. But in this, yeah, you've got a lot of space around, which I'll show in a moment. Here into the door is an integrated mosquito screen. So let's have a look at this. Now this will move backwards and forwards like this. to close it or open it. So if I push this up like that, it goes up very easily. Let's just tuck the curtain in though to make it look a bit neater. I think it's supposed to go in. Or is it supposed to stay out? I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it out. And put that down there. And push this up. Oh, maybe it is supposed to go and it doesn't look so, that doesn't look so good. This shows you the magnificent amount of light that will be coming in here during the day. I think this is the thing about the integrated version, integrated motorhome, is I accept the disadvantages, but the big advantage is the light. That's number one. Another thing is you've got insulation all the way around. Because if you just got the fronts just from Fiat, for example, as a semi-integrated, then you get as much insulation as Fiat normally puts in its vehicles, which is nothing, I think. And so this really does make it stand out. I'll have to do a different video though on the differences between integrated and semi-integrated. Let's now have a look at the seats when they're up, but I'm going to have to, I can't film it because I can't do that with just one hand. This gives you an idea of the light and what it looks like with the chairs turned around the semi-dinette. And next to the passenger's seat, we've got some more storage. So we've got this pop-out compartment. Other models you might see up here, for example, with my new vehicle, I've got 3 sliding bits here on the passenger side. Anyway, this is quite unusual. So Carado has done a first with that one. And below it, we've got storage down here as well. And that white bag includes the instructions, which is over 300 pages in the main book. And there's other books as well showing how other things work. This vehicle here is on an automatic basis, which is what everybody seems to want these days. Except for me. Let's have a look outside. So that's for the sewage cassette. Here we've got the gas bottles, which, as I just demonstrated, are working. And in here we'll find this absolutely enormous garage with a large door on the other side as well, and these storage compartments, quite magnificent for the size, I think. Absolutely great. On the back we've got space for 4 bikes. Remember, of course, that this vehicle is under 7 meters in length, which is what I think this is quite important. I mean, 232 centimeters width. Okay, lots of vehicles of that. It may be that for some people find that a bit wide, but anyway, now there's a door on the driver's side, which you can see here. Some integrated models don't have them. The trend today is, I think, though, to have them. This down here we have, that's for the fuel, and that's your exhaust from your heater, your boiler, and that's for the water. And there we have the door from the other side as well. So if you're interested, as I always say, don't buy a motorhome, rent one. And you could rent one from here as well as from many other places as well. And so then you can find if you actually like driving it or not. But there will be a link below to the website of Brecht Caravan, where I am right now. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that interesting. I upload every day at 21:15 motorhome reviews and commentaries, as well as what I hope is useful advice for those who are in the vehicle on a full-time basis, as I am. I've lived in my motorhome now since 2011, so that's quite a long time. So all the best from me in Heilbronn, Germany. This is the first time ever that I have accepted any support for promoting a product on YouTube. Now, I've been on YouTube now for 15 years, and I've been doing the van life stuff for a number of years as well. The reason I haven't accepted support in the past is because I felt it had to be something which I really agreed with, and a product I knew. So I had to feel 100% about recommending it to others. This is Solbio, and this is a toilet additive. Now, what's the point of a toilet additive? Well, when you use the toilet, then it goes into a cassette, and you have to dump the cassette somewhere. Now, if you just urinate into it, then there should be no problem. But if you put any solids into it, then it makes it a bit more difficult. Now, one thing you can do is if you have constant diarrhea, then you may not need a toilet additive, because you should be able to dump it without any problems. For those of you who don't suffer from this problem, then one thing you might want to consider doing, in fact, one thing you're going to have to consider doing, is using a toilet additive. Now, there's two types. There's the blue stuff, which is manufactured by a number of companies, and it works pretty well. No problems there whatsoever with the way it works. Oh, there's the green stuff, which is ecologically based. Now, up until now, the green stuff didn't work as well as the blue stuff. But I think with Solbio, we're now seeing a comparative working rate. It works just as well. So it's ecological. What it's got inside are natural soaps, it's got natural citric acid, it's got essential oils and plant extracts, and that breaks down whatever it is that you're throwing into the toilet, or releasing into the toilet, I should say. And when you come to a dump station, you can just tip up your cassette and it all flows in nicely. Now you may say, well, I have constant diarrhea, and so therefore I don't need something like that. Well, that may be the case, but one thing that this has got, it's got a rather pleasant fragrance to it as well. Now, I personally like the fragrance of the blue stuff, but I know I'm in a small minority on that one. One thing I noticed when I've been doing tests of really small vehicles, such as 5.5 meter ones above all, so as soon as you open the door, you have this fragrance, let's say, of the blue stuff sort of hits you. Now, with this one here, Solbio, it's got a more natural sort of smell. It's a bit like eucalyptus. I'm trying to find a good way of actually describing it, and the best thing I could think of, it's got these cough drops or these eucalyptus like sweets, and it's got this type of fragrance within the toilet anyway. And if you're in a small van, I bet it could fill up the small van. I haven't really noticed it sort of when I'm sitting here in this position, for example, but maybe I'm not using enough of it to actually notice. Next thing is it safe to use? Well, the thing with the blue stuff is there are good reasons to suggest that it may not be completely safe to use. I mean, it does break things down in a chemical manner. I mean, I'm not going to suggest it's dangerous or anything like that, but I don't think it is particularly good for the environment. If it comes into contact with plants or things of this nature, I mean, there's warnings that, I mean, if you get it in a fish tank or something like that, I don't know why you want to put it in a fish tank, but if you put it in the fish tank, then the fish will die. So this, as it comes from natural things, you assume that it's okay. Now the blue stuff as well, I've noticed I always get it on my hands, And not only that, I mean, obviously, I sort of missed the toilet as well. But sorry, I get it into the toilet bowl. I don't miss the toilet. I miss the sort of the hole where you open up for the toilet, and it sort of stains, and it takes a few flushes for it to actually go down. I don't know if that's bad or not, but it's with this stuff, it's almost translucent. Not quite, but almost. As is. When you dump it out, which seems a bit odd the first time, you think, hang on just a minute, I'm sure I didn't just urinate in there. But that's the way it is. The manufacturers say it doesn't cause skin irritation. I have never experienced skin irritation from the blue stuff, but I have heard of people having this problem. And let's have another look at it, because here it comes in two. One's for marine use and the other's for motorhome use. Now, it could be that mariners use the toilet, or they eat something a bit more dodgy, or I don't know, but it's different. This contains 40 doses, and it's dosed via this thing down here, this little tap. Now, I know there are people who are suspect of these taps. Now, I previously worked in the packaging industry, and indeed I used to give talks being an expert. I don't think I was much of an expert, but I do know a little bit about it. This technology is perfectly safe, I think, to use. It's not, I mean, it's often used in bag-in-the-box applications, and so you get wine or something. The wine's in a box, and it got this tap that sticks out, and you use it. In the company I used to work, where we produced blueberry juice, we used this technology, and I've never known the taps to go wrong in my direct experience. But when they first came out, I agree there was problems with them. I've heard of people saying they put something in the fridge, or they in the van, and something hit here. In theory, you're supposed to knock both ends down at this. Oh, sorry, pull them both up and press down at the same time to get it to work. So I mean, I do accept that these things can go wrong. Just as, I mean, if you don't close a bottle properly, everything will go out. But I make that part. Other than that, the bag may seem a little unsturdy because of the way it is. But I can tell it's made from recycled. It's green plastic. It's I think it's quite safe. So there's some observations on this, and as far as I'm concerned, I really do think it is a good solution for you. Now, it costs roughly the same as the blue stuff. There isn't much difference. Now, I do appreciate that if there was a price difference, that might be a problem. Although, I think if you're into motorhomes, then you probably like living in harmony with nature, which is what I'm in it for, really. I think it's the call of nature, this contact with nature and all the rest of it. So I think that protecting nature is something that I would want to do. Whether or not I'm prepared to pay a premium, yes, maybe I'm prepared to pay a little bit of a premium for it, but in all honesty, between this one and the blue stuff, there's hardly any difference. Right, so if you find that of interest, there will be a link below. It's not an affiliate link, it just tells you where to get the stuff from. I'm not on any affiliate programs at all, deliberately, so nobody can accuse me of trying to promote something to get the affiliate link. But I do absolutely believe in this product. So, thanks very much for watching. I am currently at a place called Alexa Camping, or Camping Alexa, in northern Poland, and you may have heard some of the noises on the outside from the campsite, but I shall tell you more about that in another video. So, there you go. This is about Solbio. Thanks for watching.